What's going on, y'all? Back at it again with another video. Yes, I'm in my freaking work uniform because for some reason, I was looking back. I had a couple people give me some feedback on my last couple videos, and they were telling me, you got to kind of get like your own thing kind of going. And I'm standing there in the shower thinking, what could be my own kind of thing? And if you know me personally, I always bitch about my job being Tim Hortons, and I bitch about it all the time, literally all the time. I figured maybe somehow, I don't know why this popped in my brain, but I can kind of merge my videos with my dislike for my job kind of together and, kind of make a theme out of it. Weekly, I'm going to do power rankings now. I think this is fitting. I know this is coming out on a Friday, but I will be releasing this. I'm planning on doing probably Wednesday or maybe early Thursday, somewhere around there. But just for the sake of me wanting to get it out, I understand that Thursday Night Football has already been played, but that was a shitbag game anyway. No, neither of those teams, the Broncos or the Jets, will be involved in this video anyway because they're just shit. So this is going to be a top 10 power rankings video. To give you a quick synopsis of how I'm going to do this, I got 4 cups right here. We got small, medium, large, and extra large. This is the size we serve at Tim Hortons. So extra large, we got the number 1 team. The number 1 power ranking team for the week that I have, in my opinion, will be in this cup. This will be 2, 3, and 4 for large, 5, 6, and 7 for medium, and then 8, 9, and 10 for small. So I'm going to pull them out of the cup, reveal my rankings as I go on. I'll probably start from largest to smallest teams just for the simple fact that I think the top teams are a little more easier to predict, so I'm just going to get through them faster. And at the end of it, I'm going to do my own hot steaming take, my hot tea take, I'm going to call it, because at Tim Hortons, tea water is if I had to bring one thing to a fight, it would be tea water because of how hot it literally melts your skin. That's how hot tea water is. And that's going to be my steaming hot tea take of the week. And I'm going to pick a team, I'm going to pick a matchup and a team that I think is going to upset another team. I'm going to do that every week, and that's kind of be the theme of these videos. The first one will probably be a little longer because I'm explaining things, but once I get into the groove, once I get things going, you guys will know what's going on. And then I won't have to explain anything. I'll be able to hop right into videos. Am I in no way sponsored by Tim Hortons? Although if I would, that would be kind of cool. I don't know. Who knows? I just work for I just work there. I have no endorsement or anything. This is just me standing in the shower thinking of an idea for a video. Anyway, let's just hop right into it. Like I said, we're going to go top to bottom. So we're going to start off really hot. We're going to go, I think everybody can guess this one. Right out of the extra large cup, we got the Chiefs. Now, is there really much for me to say about the Kansas City Chiefs? They just made Lamar Jackson and the Ravens look like a bunch of babies on the football field. Lamar Jackson looked completely lost. He couldn't run the ball like he usually could. They went down, and Lamar Jackson was just completely lost. The Chiefs were just absolutely obliterating the Ravens. Even on defense, the defense of the Ravens even looked lost, and they're pretty stellar this year. What else can you really say about the Chiefs? It's Patrick Mahomes, the high-powered offense of the Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champions. What else can you say? I think everybody has Chiefs at number 1 with their power rankings thus far. So now we move on to the large cup. Coming out of the large cup, we have first Seattle Seahawks sitting at number 2. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson is playing at an ungodly level. This guy is somewhere up in the clouds that we're never going to be able to find him the way he's playing right now. And I don't know if he's ever going to come back down. This guy, I thought this guy should have been, maybe not MVP last year because obviously Lamar Jackson was going to win that unanimously. But he was really fighting for it. He was putting up a good fight for a good amount of time. And this year, he's only making that push even better. That offense has put up 111 points for thus far, and there's no slowing him down. He's got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett involved. He's got every single person involved in that offense. Chris Carson has been an absolute menace this year. Played some not too bad opponents, honestly. They beat the Falcons in that close game. That game wasn't too close, I don't think. They defeated the Falcons, who are really a worthy opponent at this point, regardless of them being 0-3. They're probably the best 0-3 team to ever step on a football field. Picked on the Patriots on a game that could have been determined in one play at the end of the game when Cam Newton got stuffed on the goal line. They did also beat a very, very good Cowboys team that people don't want to admit, but that Cowboys team is very good. So Seattle has faced some worthy opponents. Russell Wilson's playing out of his mind. Their defense isn't crazy good, but they're doing their job. They're doing enough to keep them in games where Russell Wilson can do his thing and they'll win the game. Put up 86 points against thus far. The league average is 76, so they're not too far over. Their defense is doing enough. They're doing the average, and obviously for Russell Wilson, that's more than enough. At number 3, we got the Green Bay Packers. Now, another team that's just playing out of their mind. Another quarterback that's playing out of his mind. Aaron Rodgers is playing near a level of Russell Wilson. Not completely up there, but he's up there. From coming off a season where he was pretty much on a decline, where everybody was thinking, Aaron Rodgers, he's washing up. He's really coming back down. He's really not going to be that Hall of Fame guy that we have known and loved for the past few years. But he really turned that shit around this year. He's really said, fuck no, I'm going to be that guy. And he's come out and played with a vengeance this year after going on what seemed to be a decline last year. Without Devontae Adams, they lost him, I think, maybe early week 2. I think maybe after week 1. Regardless, they really haven't had him in a while, and he's still finding receivers that you really wouldn't expect. He's got Allen Lazard coming out like a good number 2 receiver who is now underway in surgery, so he'll be out too. And without Devontae Adams coming back, I'm not sure who else he's going to be able to get involved, but like it really doesn't seem to matter who Aaron Rodgers has on his receiving corps because he's just able to sling it to anybody. Jones, obviously, just another force. That guy is obviously their best running back, and I think that running back committee that LaFleur does, I don't really think that's very smart. I think Jones should be the guy first, second, third down, have Jamal Williams come in, get a breather for Aaron Jones. Otherwise, I think their defense is doing a pretty damn good job too. Another team that doesn't have the best defense, but they're doing more than enough to keep them in games and to give the offense a chance to win them. Packers number 3, I think that's pretty fair to say in my opinion. So here number 4, as unbiased as I could possibly be, we got the Bills. Now, the Bills, I don't think they really could be any higher. I realistically don't think I could put them above any of the teams that I have said so far. But they have played, obviously the Bills have played damn fantastic football. Josh Allen is playing at an MVP caliber level, just like Russell Wilson, just like Aaron Rodgers has been. There is no stopping this Bills offense right now. And if the defense is just able to kind of reshape that form that we know and love, then I think the Bills will be right in there in the top 3, can easily fight for a top 3 position. But right now, I think 4 is fair to say, just knowing how the defense has been playing. But otherwise, the offense with Diggs, the new revamped offense, stable, getting them involved, I think that team is just, I think 4 is fair to say. So now we're moving into the middle section. We got number 5. At number 5, against my will, I have the Ravens. Now, I don't know why people love the Ravens so much. I truly don't like the Ravens. Well, I don't like the Ravens, and I don't like Lamar Jackson. He's a great guy. I get it. He's a fantastic guy, but he's not a good quarterback. I've been saying this since his first playoff game 2 years ago. He's not a quarterback. He's not. He can only play in front of teams. If he goes down in the game, he's done. We saw it against the Chiefs. He literally could not pass the ball for his life. He can't pass the ball when he has to. It's also nice and easy to pass the ball when you're up by 20 points and you're able to run play action because the defense is horrified of you running another read option for another 40 yards. Yes, it's easy to pass in those situations, but when you are in an obvious passing situation, he can't find anybody, ever. So I think honestly, the only reason why the Ravens are as high as they are is because of their defense. Their defense is playing very, very well this year. And to see the Chiefs do what they did to that defense that just shows how good the Chiefs are. But that's beside the point. The Ravens defense is very good. They've been playing very good. And I think without that defense, the Ravens are kind of struggling this year a lot more than they would be. Until Lamar Jackson can show me he can play from behind, then I think number 5 is as high as I'm going to give him. Coming in at number 6, in my opinion, we have the Steelers. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are another team with an absolute elite defense. And I think that their offense has been playing kind of average. I can't lie. The receivers haven't been popping off or anything with Big Ben back. But James Conner he went from like playing in the first half of the first game and then being hurt the rest of the game and nobody knew why. In these last 2 weeks, he's really popped off. So if James Conner can continue that, then they really don't need a receiving corps to be that great. They don't need an all-star performance from the receivers every game if James Conner is able to keep this production up. But their defense is obviously their star-studded factor. They're going to keep them in games all the time. And you really can't deny how good this team is. They're 3-0. They haven't beaten the best of teams, but I also don't think that the teams they played haven't been horrible. They beat a Broncos team with, I think, who had Drew Lock at the time. They beat the Texans, and obviously the Texans aren't very much, but, you're still beating Deshaun Watson, which in itself I think is a decent accomplishment. And then they beat the Giants, which, the Giants are as low as it gets this year. But nevertheless, I do think the Steelers deserve to be up this high. I think their defense is good enough to where it really doesn't matter who they would have faced unless it was the Chiefs, that I think they deserve to be up here. Now, for number 7, I got the Tennessee Titans, another team that I kind of put up here against my will. They haven't won a game through 3 weeks by more than 3 points. That's really bad, including the Jaguars, including the Vikings, who have been very bad this year, and including the Broncos, who they only beat by 2 points. So they've beaten the Jaguars by 3, the Broncos by 2, and the Vikings by 1. They really haven't shown that they can stop a team on defense. Obviously they've won 3 games, but they've gotten very lucky in these 3 games. I can't lie. Derrick Henry has kind of been struggling stuff thus far. Week 3 obviously popped off. He was able to get in the end zone a couple times, but those first 2 weeks they really couldn't get him going. And Tannehill kind of had to carry the weight, which I don't think he's really able to. They really need Derrick Henry to be able to get things moving for that offense to work, obviously. And another thing, their defense is being sliced through, absolutely diced up like it's Fruit Ninja. They cannot stop anybody on defense. I mean, they deserve to be up here just for the simple fact that they're 3-0. They are still a very good team, in my personal opinion. I think Derrick Henry, once he really gets going, they will return to the team that we knew from last year. Now with this COVID shit happening, I really hope they're not the fucking reason why our season's over and then I have nothing else to make videos on. But nevertheless, the Tennessee Titans, number 7, we're moving on. So now we got the small cup. And at number 8, we have the New England Patriots. Now, another team that I don't want to say, obviously I'm never going to say I'm rooting for the Patriots, but I think I'm personally kind of rooting for Cam Newton just because I do like the guy, even though he can't even post an Instagram post without using some foreign language. But he still, I think he deserves the credit he should be getting right now. He is popping off. He's doing his thing. He really is. They've only lost one game, and that was to Seattle. And it was on, like I said earlier in the video when I was talking about Seattle, they lost on that final play at the end of the game. So, honestly, they could be 3-0 right now. And who knows where Seattle could be a little lower in the rankings. But Cam Newton has really stepped in. He really has nobody on that offense around him. He has Julian Edelman, but he really doesn't utilize him that much. I mean, Edelman had a good week 2. And he really didn't do anything in week 3. Other than that, Cam Newton really doesn't have very much around him. He was really using his running backs this past week. He had Rex Burkhead, who had 2 touchdowns. I mean, other than that, he's really kind of carrying the bulk of the offense on his shoulders. And the defense is obviously very good. Their defense has always been very good for the past couple of years. And they are definitely pulling their weight. They're helping Cam out. But to say that they should be any higher would be kind of a stretch because I do think they're still going to struggle when they really do face those better teams. They won't be able to pull it out at the end of the game. For example, the Seattle Seahawks game. I do think Bill Belichick's going to have more tricks up their sleeve to really help Cam out, really give him the advantage that they're going to need to win games. And their defense is obviously just going to have to keep playing the way they're playing in order to keep Cam in the game because that offense just simply does not have enough to play and pick up slack for the defense. It's always going to be the defense kind of carrying the offense. At number 9, we have the Bucs. Now, this might be a little controversial. I think the Bucs deserve to be up here. They've only lost one game. That was to the good Saints team, the Saints who were good in week 1. And that was the first time Brady's played a game with this team. And they kind of struggled. It showed. But other than that, this team they've been good. They've defeated their last 2 opponents by decent margins. And Tom Brady really hasn't had the receiving corps they thought they would. I mean, Chris Godwin's been struggling with injury, and Mike Evans has also been kind of struggling with injury. Gronk isn't who he was. So, I mean, the offense it has big names on it, but it's really not what it was either. Leonard Fournette really hasn't gotten involved much other than that Panthers game. He's still trying to figure things out over there, and they really are starting to. So once I really think he does, they're really going to become an unstoppable force. Their defense is not the best, but obviously their offense is going to be the bulk of that team. They're going to be the ones carrying the weight. I think they only really lost that first game because that was his first game there. He was getting, filling things out with that new offense. And the Saints they are a great team, and they were a great team in that week 1. It showed. So, I mean, that's really not a loss I'm going to discredit them for. So I think they deserve to be in the top 10. At number 10, I have, if I can get the piece of paper out, of the Rams. Now, the Rams, they've shown that they do not need Todd Gurley to run the football as much as they do. Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, whoever it may be, they're running the rock a lot. They're bootlegging with Jared Goff. They're finding guys across the middle. Robert Woods has been their guy this year. Cooper Kupp had a big game against the Bills this past week. The reason that I also feel like the Rams deserve to be up here is because that comeback, although the Bills collapsed, was kind of miraculous. I got to give it to them. They still lost the game, I know, but that was a pretty miraculous comeback, and they've played pretty well throughout the last 3 weeks. So I do think they deserve to be in the top 10. Now, that 10 spot could be very interchangeable. I really wasn't sure who I should put here, but with the San Francisco 49ers having a ton of injuries, New Orleans Saints really have been playing like dog shit. I do think the Rams were a pretty shooting fitter for number 10. So now for the final part of the video, I'm going to do the steaming hot tea take of the week. Now, this is I'm going to pick the matchup. I'm going to say who's going to win. It's going to be an upset, and I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about it. So my hot take of the week is the Lions defeating the Saints this week. Now, the Saints have been struggling. Like I said, they've struggled the last couple weeks. I do see the Lions taking this game. For what reasons? Now, the Lions just defeated that Cardinals team, who is very good. The Cardinals showed flashes, and last week they really struggled against the Lions for some weird-ass reason. But just for the reason that the Lions won that game, they're going to be carrying momentum against a team that really has nothing going for them right now in the Saints. The Saints have lost the last 2 games. I don't even know if Michael Thomas is going to be playing this week. And even if he is, he won't be 100%. Reese has looked like absolute shit. Like, he can't find anybody other than Alvin Kamara on the field. If he's looking more than 10 yards downfield, it's not going to happen. So we'll just dump it off to Kamara. Their defense, the Saints defense, has looked fucking horrendous. Like, their defense has been horrible. So, I mean, even though the Lions don't have, like, the star-studded booming offense, the Saints' defense is that bad where the Lions are going to be able to put up points. So, honestly, my hot take of the week, I think the Lions will take down the Saints 34-28. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you guys have any comments you want to make to me, if you guys want to let me know what you guys think of my videos, you want to give me feedback, I would really appreciate it. Any kind of feedback is appreciated. I'll leave, most people that watch my videos can text me anyway, but leave something down in the comments if you can't. Let me know how you feel. I really appreciate anything you guys have to say to me. And I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna keep this going. I hope this will be out on probably next Wednesday. This will be a reoccurring series. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'll see y'all later. Peace.